for lab assignment 4. Get the picture. Perfect. So uh, when I come into your Figma file, I expect to see lab assignment 1, and then I expect to see the assignments which you guys undertook pasted over here. All you have to do is to just locate that file, copy it, and then you paste it here. Okay. So that is that. So for today, let me just do this one, lab session. We don't have much time, so which one should I choose to accept? Kofi Ando, I don't know if you can add more clarity to your question, but yeah. Yeah. So for today's session, I mean, the call will end shortly because I know you guys probably have to do other things. So for lab session, I'm going to just introduce you guys to the Figma interface if some of you didn't get it in our first class. Okay, so I'm sure you guys can see this button over here, the F symbol, main menu. So when you click on it, it drops down. So you can create a new design file, you can edit this file, you can view. So basically your menu functions, like your menu tab, which you have on every window that you open in your on your PC. Okay, this button is called the move tool. And then when you click on the drop down, we have the scale button. I'm going to show you the difference. So I'm going to draw an ellipse. I showed you guys how to draw an ellipse the last time. So I've drawn an ellipse. Okay, when I select the move tool and then I try to increase the size of this ellipse, you can see what it's doing over here. Some funny things, looking like an egg. Okay, but then the difference between the move tool and then the scale tool, sorry, let me admit your wait. Perfect. So the difference between the move tool and then the scale tool is that whilst the move tool would just it helps you to move the object on your workspace. It's also when you try to resize, it just gives you this funny action. When you hit on the scale tool, look at what is going to happen now. So you see the file is being scaled uniformly from all angles. When you hit on the key button, you can also hit on the key button to do this. So it's over here. You can hit V or you can hit K. So hitting V on your keyboard helps you to move the object on your artboard or your workspace. Hitting K on your keyboard helps you to scale it. Okay. So yeah, that is that. And then I showed you guys how to create frames. And then I also showed you guys how to create frames. I'm going to speed up a little bit. Okay. So I mean the shortcuts are always written beside the tools. So you can also hit F on your keyboard. If you feel you don't have to drag your mouse. Sure, Michael. So if you feel you don't have to drag your mouse, okay, towards the if you feel you don't have to drag your mouse all the way here, you can just hit F on your keyboard and then this happens. So when you hit F or when you select the frame tool on Figma, this the right side of your Figma panel changes. So now you are presented with predefined, should I say templates or yeah, predefined or pre-configured artboard sizes. So as the course progresses, you would be designing mobile apps, you'll be designing websites. So this is I expect you guys to be using the iPhone 14 because um, yeah, because it's mostly widely used by designers when designing, and the artboard size is also standardized. So there are lots of iPhone sizes. There's those for Android and stuff like that. So there's tablet dimensions as well. There's desktop, there's presentation and what have you, paper, whatever. So I made you guys design on a 1080 by 1080 dashboard, artboard, sorry, which is this that we have over here. So now you've created your artboard or your frame. I made you guys draw shapes and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys something. So when you draw a star, okay, This is what you use to color the the objects on your artboard or your workspace. So the fill color. So when you click on it, select any color of your choice. For instance, in my case, I'm going to be selecting a blue color, and then yeah, so a blue star. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys something. So you see where I have positioned my star. Let me let me reduce it. So if let's say this is your website and someone should land on this website, definitely the star has not been positioned correctly. Let me use some random case. Okay, yes, something like this. So you see these buttons over here. Okay, I mean you guys know how to use Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel very well for your alignments and stuff like that. So you see when I hover over the button, it says align left. So when I click on it, I mean those who code as well, you would understand when you are using your CSS properties. When I click on this, it says align horizontal centers. When I click on this, it says align right. When I click on this, it says align to the top. When I click on this, it aligns vertically, align vertical centers. And then when I click on this, it aligns at the bottom. Okay, so these are your alignment um, tools that you can really make good use of, because alignment happens to be one of the design principles. Okay, great. So then these are shapes. So you can play around with the shapes whenever you have the time. Okay, for the pencil too, I'm not going to touch on it so much because yeah, you don't really need it now. Yeah. So when you can hit T on your keyboard or you can click on this button to type whatever you want to type on the artboard. So in this case, I click on the artboard and then I type something like I don't know. Okay, this guy. Wait. So I type something of this sort. So I'm sure by now you guys know how I can align this on my artboard uniformly. So I click on this and then I align it vertically on my artboard. So this is what you have. So now if you want to change the typeface of your if you want to change the font of the typeface you have typed or the text you have typed, this is the section where you do so. So you can see text. So for me, I think I've got pretty much a couple of fonts installed. So then I can select from a variety of them. Okay. So this is where you select. So for some of you, I'm sure you are very conversant with Arial, 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 perfect, Arial. This is where you change it. Some of you may know of Poppins. Yeah. And then so this is the difference between a typeface and then a font. Okay. So then the typeface is the name of the text you've typed. So I'll ask this thing in class, probably next week during your lab. So this name over here, Poppins, is a typeface. When we say a font, I'm sure most of you interchange the terms, but a font refers to the weight of a typeface. So for Poppins, right? Poppins is a typeface, and then now we have, in fact, you even be doing an assignment to differentiate between a font and then a typeface. So note that. Yeah. So the font is Poppins regular, Poppins medium, Poppins bold, Poppins extra bold. So when we say font, you are referring to the specific weight of a particular typeface. But when you hear names like Arial, Montserrat, uh, Gothic, San Francisco, Comic Sans, Gothic, all those weird names, yeah, those are typefaces. And then their specific weights are fonts. Okay, good. And yes, and this is where you click to resize your text. So let's say if you want to increase the size of your text, you can select any of these points. So you can select 32, you can select very large ones, 96, and what have you. So whatever you want to do over there as well. Okay. So I'm going to touch on plugins in during our lab 3, because that is where you guys are going to probably start cloning certain websites like Bolt, Netflix, and etc. And then you are going to leverage on plugins to make your lives very easy. So yeah, when we get there, I'm going to show you